Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Andre. This is Destination Lost. We do a little bit of everything outdoors, specifically fishing, hiking, mountain biking, partial reviews here and there. For those of you who are returning to the channel, thanks for jumping back on here and checking out this video. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of mountain biking, specifically on a rail trail. And this is up in Oil City in Franklin County, Pennsylvania. Today's date, to be exact, it is Sunday, October 12th, and it's around 12:08 in the afternoon. Did a lot of driving around, tried to check out some areas, didn't really have a whole lot of luck in regards to places that I wanted to go. It was raining a little bit. I don't really want to dig too deep into the woods and end up getting saturated in mud and everything else. So we ended up finding this location. Looks pretty good so far. So the trail that I did see, it looks like it's actually going to be going into town, which is kind of cool. Hopefully we see some stuff along the way. And I was going to bring a fishing rod with me, but realistically, I don't want to be carrying a whole bunch of stuff. So we're just going to pack light. Ended up doing some cosmetic upgrades on the bike, and I will be doing a review on this bike because I made a couple reviews, long story short. And yeah, I was planning on doing some major upgrades, and turns out there's a lot of things that need to be done if I plan on upgrading this bike. And realistically speaking, I don't want to dive too deep and dump a whole bunch of money into this thing. So we'll touch on that later. But as for right now, we're going to go ahead and just utilize this bike for its intended purpose, rail trails. So anyways, I planned on coming up the Oil City. I'd spoken with a guy a few weeks ago, and he had recommended coming up here, hitting the creek, because supposedly it's well known for trout. Not a big trout fisherman, but when it comes to fly fishing, it's pretty fun. And up around this area, it's beautiful, as you guys can see. Nature, lots of it. Further up north you go, all throughout PA, especially out on the East Coast. Got a lot of mountainous regions, and obviously Allegheny National Forest on the West Coast, Northwest, around Erie. And it's gorgeous, especially in the fall when these leaves start changing colors. It's one thing I like about living on the eastern part of the U.S. Got a lot of trees and foliage. Out west, specifically southwest, yeah, it's pretty barren. See, my muscles don't hurt, just my breathing. Must be the humidity or something, I don't know. Air quality ain't good right now. I do got allergies all throughout the year. pretty much every single year. To just about everything. Pollen, dust, dander, all that stuff. So I'm sure that probably plays a part. Absolutely beautiful. So let's I'm not seeing any trout. So we're gonna go ahead and park the bike for a minute. Yeah, I'm not seeing any trout. This definitely is prime real estate for trout, though, I'll tell you that much. Nice wide creek. Lots of deep pockets. I mean, it's relatively deep the whole way across. Yeah, heck yeah, man. I would definitely say when trout are running, I'd love to be up here hitting this creek. Now you really don't need chest waders. There's some small micros in there. Look like maybe some baby trout. You guys ain't gonna be able to see that. So I would expect the water temp to be fairly cold, probably in the 50s. I'd say high 40s, low to mid 50s. Right around now. Temperatures have been around the low to mid 60s pretty much this whole week. And obviously, you know, with that, water temp cools down a lot. I didn't really get out too much this year as far as fishing went. Kind of fell out of it there for a little bit. But I do plan to get back in once steelhead come in. Definitely a little cooler out now. So hopefully this year with steelhead's going to be a lot better than it was the past few years. Not really too good at it. Don't got a whole lot of experience in it. Alright. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any trout at all. I don't know when they stock up here. Huh. Alright, well, I guess we'll keep making our way. I definitely think this green accent on here is pretty sick, if I do say so myself. I had purple on here. I had an original mongoose seat, and I ended up putting this on. I bought one of these for my other bike with a different color. It was red and black, and I loved it. Pretty good price for the quality of the seat. You know, it's got enough padding. It's not too bulky. Got some nice green pedals on here from 50/50. Corky double lock grips. And we got some purple and green end caps for the cables. So, and a very bright green bottle holder. So, yeah. Absolutely beautiful out here. That is prime real estate for trout. You got a nice current running over some rocks down here. I mean, that is prime real estate right there. Looks kind of shallow right now, but there's definitely some deep pockets through there. And that would be a very, 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 oh yeah, right down here, right at the end, at the mouth. Runs into a deep pocket. I could see trout through there all day. You know, once they do stock it and they start running, yeah, buddy. Definitely gonna have to check this place out for sure. It's not too far from my house. I mean, it's a decent drive, but definitely ain't nothing I would have an issue making. So I don't know if you guys heard that awesome shift. That is the great sound of the 2024 Mongoose Switchback Comp attempting to shift into gear. That's some slack water, but that is a deep pocket. That's probably at least 2 to 3 feet deep right there. I'd say closer to 2, maybe a little over, a little under. So this area right here, I think this is where that trail. I don't really know where that. Yeah, we might check it out real quick. Go up there and see what we can get into. I was thinking maybe they had some switchbacks up in here. It don't look like it. Pioneer parking area. Okay, so this is just a road. Okay, well, here I thought that was some pretty cool trail. Turns out it's not. Just a dirt road to get down to the trail. All right, so we're just gonna make our way back down here. So it was moving pretty quick, I'll tell you that. Apparently I rode my bike pretty far out there. I mean, I ain't really rushing the bike ride. Taking my time, taking in all the beauty of nature. Ooh. You want to keep 2 hands on the handlebars when you're going over a bump. Yeah, I ain't seeing anything. Plus the thing with fish too, specifically trout, you know, the tops of their backs almost camouflage from the top. You know, you could see them, but they blend in pretty good. As of right there, not seeing anything. So there's a hiking trail right here. I said this is specifically a rail trail bike, not an aggressive trail bike. So this track right here, if I remember correctly, this is the track that shuttles, you know, people that want to ride the passenger train. And I'm pretty sure I rode on the same track when I was a kid for Halloween years ago. I'd say back in the late 90s. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But regardless, it's been a long time since I rode on a train, and I will say it is absolutely stunning, especially if you're going you know, through the woods, forest, countryside. Absolutely beautiful. Going on train rides is pretty cheap too. I think it would be cool to, a lot of guys on YouTube backpack across America, you know, taking the train and whatnot. Very cheap. Depending on what kind of train you go on. I mean, it can be real comfortable or really uncomfortable. Doing any good? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, that looks like an actual trail in there, so what we're gonna do is make our way through here. Oh, it definitely ain't maintained, I'll tell you that much. Alright. Oh, you can tell this one isn't, which is perfectly fine. This is more along the lines of what we want here. Alright, so I don't know what wetlands. Alright. Definitely want to watch out. Yeah, this is a blue trail for hiking, which they did have colors separated in regards to historic trail, wetland trail, hiking trail. And honestly, I can't quite remember which was which. And I think they even had a green or a white one. Definitely shouldn't have wore those thermals, I'll tell you that. It was a little colder out this morning. Now it's pretty warm, but I'm also moving, so having these thermals on is kind of uncomfortable. There goes all that chain slap. Alright. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Oh, this is nice. Alright. So this is the trail right here. They actually got a water area, an area to grill. So it looks like you might actually be able to drive your car down here. And bathrooms. That is mighty convenient. Okay, so I was planning on making a review video. I actually ended up stopping to use this outhouse over here. I'm not gonna ride over there because that actually looks like a road to lead into here. And I really don't want to ride on any roads. Kind of boring. Probably should have wore the face mask because there's a lot of bugs out here now, but we are in the woods and there's some wetlands right over there. So this nice little area is pretty cool. You got some hangout shelters right there. You got a nice little area to throw a little picnic type deal over here. You got a barbecue thing right there. You got some outhouses and a firewood area. Not sure if there's any firewood in there or if that's just a place to store your firewood. So right here, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. So we're gonna pop this camera off. Okay, so as you guys can see, Geology Trail is red, 1 mile. The Wetland Trail is blue, 1 mile. The White Trail, Oil History Trail, and the green one is the Forestry Trail. There's a pavilion. Obviously, it looks like some people actually drew some pictures there. Yeah, sure did. And then you got your restroom roads in black and your railroad in black. So let's see, I definitely don't want to take the Wetland Trail. Forestry Trail and the Geology Trail look pretty cool. The Geology one does look pretty cool. So I gotta figure out exactly where we are. So we are somewhere along this area right here, along that black line. All right, so we got the markers right here. So this, yeah, so right here, this is gonna be the Geology Trail. I was actually looking at that little ramp right there. I was planning on taking that. I really should have wore my balaclava. These little gnats are annoying. All right, let's go. Well, I'd rather deal with gnats than mosquitoes. I'll tell you that much. Ooh. Yeah, buddy. All right, so I'm guessing the Geology Trail just has like a lot of rocks and I don't know. Okay guys, we're back. Had to make a real quick review video. Hopefully it was good. Beautiful out here. It's absolutely gorgeous, man. All right, so I'm gonna take another drink of this water. So 2 bottles of this water right here would probably fill up my 1 water bottle that I bought off of Amazon. So it says on here that we've only traveled, which I know darn well. I wasn't riding for an hour. Stopped to check some stuff out, forgot to hit the pause button on all trails, and yeah, you know the rest. All right. Oh, my crackers, dang it. I'm getting knocked in the head with acorns. Come on now. What was that? That was a dog bark or something on my bike. So hopefully this audio is good. I'm gonna try to sync it up with the software on my computer when I go to make a video. And hopefully the overall video quality is good. I'm gonna go ahead and readjust this camera just a bit. There we go, guys. All right. There we go. Woo. Well, that was pretty cool. Definitely could use some better tires on here for sure. All right, we got all these darn sticks in the way. There we go. Yep. Look at that slack water. Ugh. So when it's gray, you know it ain't no good. All right, y'all. That was kind of fun. So I took this bike out last time on the one video that I made and didn't really open it up, excuse me, on the trail. So I can't really say that I trust the tires on this thing. As far as traction goes, especially with all these leaves on the ground and the ground still being kind of moist, I don't really want to go out here and start bombing it, especially not having a helmet. Last thing I want to do is fall and sustain a possible significant injury. And I don't have any service out here on my cell phone, which I'm perfectly fine with. It is peaceful and relaxing. But if I get hurt out here, you know, say I got knocked out, falling and hitting my head, it's gonna be a while, you know, before somebody finds me. Or if I was to even sustain an injury to where I didn't get knocked out and I was a little too hurt to move, it's gonna be kind of hard to alert anybody. So you always got to be smart, you know, make good decisions. So I do want to, I don't know if these rims, I read a little bit the other day when I was reading about the free wheel hub, and somebody had stated about the rims not being compatible with certain tire styles. So this is a very weird rim. It almost looks like one of those road bikes. How about fell? One hand on the handlebars. Come on, Andre. So these rims almost kind of look like those road bikes, you know, the 600, 700Cs and all that stuff, with the very skinny rims, very skinny tires. That's what these rims kind of look like. So I need to do a little bit of research just to see if I can get some Maxxis tires on here. I am going to run them with tubes and probably convert them to a Presta-Valve as opposed to the Schrader. I kind of like the Presta-Valves now. My one bike has Presta-Valves, my other bike has Presta-Valves. This one has Schrader valves. And a lot more of these modern bikes have Presta-Valves. So surprisingly enough, I mean, I'm not a professional when it comes to working on bikes, but one thing that I will say is I've definitely gotten a little better when it comes to working on derailleur systems. The shifting is good, but you're going to get what you're going to get for a Shimano tourney. You know, even the good bike mechanics are going to have some issues. All right. So one thing that I did learn too, instead of using the back brake, I'm using the front and back when it comes to stopping. Definitely decreases the wear and tear on my rear brake system, given the fact that this is a mechanical. Ooh, thorns, goodness gracious. There we go, that's a pain in the butt. Golly. All right. That was those logs I was telling you guys about. They were all up in the way. It is beautiful out right now, nice and cool. Cloudy. Definitely glad it ain't like 90 degrees out here right now. It makes for a better day, I'll tell you that much. For sure. For sure. So you got some guys out here fishing. I wonder if they're doing any good. That guy's still out here. That is the life. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out here one day for sure. That was fun. That was definitely fun. Let's get one of these maps. I definitely want to have one of these. That way we can kind of have a more summarized idea. So what I think I'm going to do is, since I got that thing in my bag, we are going to... There's some switchbacks up there. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed going on that ride with me. I sure enjoyed it very much. Beautiful, nice and quiet. Really not a whole lot of foot traffic, but it is a Sunday, so not a lot of people are going to be out as they would on a Friday or a Saturday. Definitely plan on checking this place out again, probably hitting it from a few different spots, you know, checking out some other entryways. The one spot down there was awesome. I would definitely like to go down there, you know, bring some food, probably even bring my rack that I can attach to the back, you know, maybe throw some hot dogs in there or something. And if they do got firewood that they keep over there, I don't know if they do or not, you know, we could throw some firewood in the grill, cook some hot dogs, or, you know, something. So I will check you guys out on the next one. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are already not subscribed, and go ahead and hit that bell icon as well. That way when I do drop new videos, you guys are getting notified as soon as they drop. Catch you on the next one.